Before I start the video, I would like to give a massive shout out to my Patreons who have been supporting my channel. If you would like to check out my Patreon and receive early access to some very exciting videos coming soon, then please click the link in the description below.
Hello and welcome back to the Nerd Den here once again, and in today's video I am going to be talking about Tales of the Tardis because it's just dropped today on BBC iPlayer. And I want to kind of explain what it is, what happens and stuff like that, so there will be some spoilers included in this video. So, yeah, you have been warned, I am going to be getting into some spoiler stuff. I'm going to be explaining what Tales of the Tardis is, and kind of doing a little bit of a mini review as well. So, with that being said, let's get into this first new edition in the Whoniverse. So I've got to start off with the actual premise of this brand new spin-off, and this is, well, it's basically an anthology series, and it takes place in something new called the Memory Tardis. And this little TARDIS, it looks amazing, and it's built from different parts of Doctor Who's past. Like there's parts of Matt Smith's console, there's parts of the classic era console, and you know, there's old sonic screwdrivers here and there as well, and different props throughout the show's era that are represented here. So there's not really any part of Doctor Who's history which goes ignored, which is lovely, because regardless of if you're a fan of an era or not, it is nice to see it being represented, and it does really feel like it is a 60th anniversary celebration, which I know people were worried about when it looked like all we were getting were the 60th specials, but no, we are getting a lot more than that. And this is very true from the first episode, where we see the Fifth Doctor and Tegan Jovanka reunited after so long. And it seems like, yeah, this is kind of like a dream sequence, but the part of these episodes, like the goal is for the characters to reminisce about these episodes, and I'll be getting onto the footage in a second, but like the new segments, yeah, the characters are reminiscing about stories that had an impact on their lives. And so, for example, with the first one, the Doctor and Tegan talk about the events of Earthshock, and this helps the Doctor get over Adric's death, and even Tegan as well, because Tegan didn't want to even talk about the Cybermen, and even when in The Power of the Doctor, when she encountered the Cybermen, it really hit home for her because she lost a friend that day with Adric. And it's just nice that these moments, you know, story threads that were originally placed years ago are revisited, but the nostalgia's played really well. And seeing these characters back in costume, it just really does hit home. And speaking of the episodes that are included, the classic episodes, so they're played in an omnibus fashion. So the cliffhangers are removed, so the serialized format is gone, and they're just played in an omnibus format, which is about 90 to 100-ish minutes of footage. So the new segments take place at the beginning and right at the end of the episode. So if you are familiar with the classic stories anyway, you can start at the beginning, which is around about 5 to 6 minutes, and then skip right to the end, and it's about 3 to 4 minutes of new footage. So overall, there's about 8 to 10 minutes worth of new footage each episode, which is really good, and they do kind of play like mini-sodes themselves, which is absolutely fantastic. But the best part of Tales of the TARDIS is that if you are completely new to Classic Who, or if you haven't experienced these stories because you're slightly intimidated by the serialized format, you can literally just dive straight in and watch these episodes in a completely new way with some new footage as well. Because Russell T Davies did also say on Instagram, all of this is canon. So, you know, the fact that we're seeing characters like Jamie and Zoe after so long, it's nice to get caught up with where they are. So if they do return, we know where the characters are at, and it's absolutely fantastic. And speaking of Jamie and Zoe, they both remember the memories that were stolen at the end of the War Games, which, you know, yeah, there was parts of expanded media and stuff like that that did, you know, explain that, yeah, they did remember, they didn't remember, yada yada, but in terms of the main show chronologically, yes, they do remember these memories now, and it's nice to see them kind of, yeah, reminisce about all of the adventures with the Doctor, and how, even though without the memories being intact, you know, those hidden secret memories did still influence their lives, which is absolutely lovely to hear. And I'm glad as well, especially with a companion like Jamie who travelled with the Doctor throughout, well, pretty much the entirety of the second Doctor's tenure. So it's nice to see him return, and Fraser Hines, it was absolutely lovely to see him back as well. And yeah, it's absolutely a joy. And I can't wait to see what happens with the rest of these classic companions, because it will be nice to see them all return at some point in the main show. But speaking of continuations and stuff like that, because, you know, we have a variety of Doctor and companion combos and companion combos. One that stuck out to me was the Three Doctors, because we got a nice little recap of this adventure by Katie Manning, who obviously plays Jo Jones, aka Jo Grant, but we also get reintroduced to Clyde Langer, who is played perfectly by Daniel Anthony after all these years. And it's nice to see Clyde back on screen. You know, we haven't had any of the Sarah Jane Adventures gang back on screen since the series ended back in 2011. Yes, there's been some Big Finish stuff here and there, but the fact that Clyde is back on screen and we get some updates about, you know, Luke, Rani and all that, it's just so lovely to get all of this brought back. And it is incredible. It really is incredible to see them back on screen, you know, reminiscing about, you know, the Brigadier and stuff like that. And then obviously in 2023 we get confirmation of Killarney. Yes, Clyde and Rani being shipped, and Jo telling Clyde to go for it because life is too short. And it's just like, there are a lot of emotional beats throughout these episodes, including the 7th Doctor and Ace as well. Like, I didn't expect to nearly be tearful because of an anthology series where a lot of it's just recapping missing episodes. But honestly, if this is what these episodes are going to be like, I have a very strong admiration and strong belief that the new episodes we're getting this year and beyond are going to be absolutely fantastic. I will say that straight away, and I can't wait for the new emotional beats. I really cannot. But just to recap, yes, so Tales of the TARDIS is just like a nice, lovely anthology series where you can experience classic episodes in a new light with some nice reintroductions to some classic characters along the way and get caught up on where they're going as well. And it's lovely to see these characters back on screen after so long. And hopefully we get to see them in the main series as well. And in the spin-offs as well, because the Whoniverse has only just begun and it is going to be epic. But I'm going to wrap it up here. If you are new around here, please click that like button and subscribe for more nerdy content, as I'm trying to reach 6,000 subscribers, which I would love to reach by the end of the year. But I'll see you all next time. Thank you very much for all the support, and yeah, bye-bye for now.